Good morning. This morning I'm going to show you a left-handed tutorial for making a Catherine wheel stitch. Now a Catherine wheel stitch is a really nice textured stitch. Hang on, it looks like this. This is a Catherine wheel stitch here. As you can see, it works really well in two colours. It's a stitch that is a 2-row stitch, so you've got one half of the Catherine wheel here and the second half of the Catherine wheel is made on the next row here. Now, a Catherine wheel is made up of treble crochet stitches. That's US treble crochet stitches or UK double treble crochet stitches. That's quite a tall stitch, so when we're making a treble crochet stitch we have to start off with a starting chain of 4. So we do yarn over and through. There's 1, 2, 3 and 4. Because it's such a tall starting chain, we can't ignore it, we can't pretend it's not there, we have to count it as a stitch, and so it counts as effectively a mock treble crochet stitch. And in your stitch count for your row, all of those together count as 1 stitch. Now we're going to make our first real treble crochet stitch into the second hole along just here, so that's the second stitch in the row. To make a treble crochet stitch, you yarn over twice, like that. So you look like you've got 1, 2, 3 wraps of yarn on your hook. Then insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over and come back through. Then you'll have 4 loops on your hook like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to yarn over and go through the first 2, and then yarn over and go through the next 2. And then do that one more time, yarn over and go through the 2 remaining loops on your hook, like that. And there's your treble crochet stitch. As you can see, it's a really long stitch. Now to make the Catherine wheel stitch for the beginning of the row, we actually need to make a half Catherine wheel for the beginning of the row, and we do that by making 4 treble crochet stitches all into this same hole just here. So yarn over 2 more times, and we're going to go into this hole again. Insert your hook, yarn over, come back through. There's 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. There's 2 trebles. We're going to do 2 more. 2 yarn overs into the same stitch again. Yarn over and back through. Yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and one more time. Yarn over twice into the stitch, yarn over back through. There's your 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over through the first 2, yarn over through the next 2, leaves you with 2. We're going to yarn over and go through both of those. There you go. And then we've got 4 treble crochet stitches all going into the same hole. Now what we need to do is, we don't want those to be upright, we actually want them to end up being almost shell shaped. So to do that we're going to skip 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to make a single crochet stitch into the next stitch along, which is just here. So we've skipped 3 and we're going into this one. To do the single crochet stitch you don't yarn over, you just go straight in. Then yarn over and come back out. This time you only have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and go through both of them. And what that does is it pulls some of your trebles down towards the edge of the row, and you get effectively a half shell. Now we're going to skip 3 stitches. So we're going to skip 1, 2 and 3, and we're going to go into number 4. This time we're doing a whole Catherine wheel. So we're actually going to do 7 treble crochet stitches all into this one stitch. I'm going to show you the first one, and then I'm going to pause the video, make the next 6 and come back and show you what it looks like. So that's into that stitch just there. Yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and yarn over through the remaining 2. Now I'm going to make the next 6 in here, so I'll be back in a minute. So here we are. We've got 7 treble crochet stitches all into this same hole just here. Now we're going to skip another 3 stitches, so we're going to skip 1, 2, 3 and make a single crochet stitch into this stitch just here. And again, what that's going to do is anchor this side of the shell down onto that bit of the row. So we skip 1, skip 2, skip 3 into number 4, yarn over back through and yarn over through 2, and that anchors that on there. Now we're going to skip the next 3 stitches and make 4 treble crochet stitches into the next one along. Again, I'll come back when that's done so you can see what the row looks like. There we are. There's that 4 done just there. Now to finish the row off, we're going to put 1 treble crochet stitch all by itself in the very last stitch here. And because we're going to do a 2 colour pattern, I'm going to change colour at the end of this treble crochet stitch. So we yarn over twice, insert your hook into the stitch, in there, yarn over, come back through, there's your 4 loops on the hook, we go yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and to finish off with a colour change, to normally finish the stitch you did 1 more yarn over and pull through these 2, but we're actually going to do that in the new colour to do a colour change. So we're going to drop the green and let's have a bit of red come in here. Run the red through your hands like it would normally go, and then you just pinch the tail end of yarn against your crochet like you would normally do. So you hold your crochet as normal, there you go, and you pinch the tail end against the back of your crochet. Gives you a bit of tension in this yarn here, and you do a yarn over and pull through those 2. Now what you've effectively done is you've done increases. So this is 4 trebles as an increase, this is 7 trebles as an increase. For the next row we're going to work decreases. So the next row starts with a single crochet stitch. We're going to chain 1, turn round, ready for that single crochet stitch. Because it starts with a single crochet stitch, the chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch. We're going to go into the very first hole in the row, which is just here. So we don't yarn over, we just go straight in, yarn over, come back out, yarn over through 2. There's your first single crochet stitch. Now we've effectively got end posts in this particular pattern. So there's 1 end post done. Now we're working across this half shell, and the first thing that we're going to do is put a single crochet stitch into the first treble, yarn over and back through, yarn over and through 2. Now we're going to make a chain of 3. So that's yarn over, pull through, and do that 2 more times. There's a chain of 3. And we're going to work a 7 treble crochet decrease across the next 7 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're all going to be decreased together. To work a treble crochet decrease, what you do is you stop before the last yarn over of the stitch and start working the next stitch instead. So we yarn over twice into the next stitch, which is here, yarn over back through. That gives you 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. Now, to finish the treble crochet stitch off as normal, you would yarn over and pull through these 2 loops. We're not going to do that. We're going to stop this stitch, start working the next one. So yarn over twice and into the next stitch along, which is just here. Yarn over back out, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and now we're going to stop with this stitch. and start the next one. Yarn over twice, into the next stitch, yarn over, come back through. At this stage, these are your first 2 unfinished treble crochet stitches on your hook, and you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches on your hook, loops on your hook at this stage. We yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and stop. Start the next stitch, yarn over twice, into the next stitch, yarn over, back through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and stop. And as you can see, so this first one here, this is the chain 3 from before, so you ignore the first one, and then you can see you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 unfinished treble crochet stitches all on your hook, so we need to do 3 more. Yarn over twice, into the next one, yarn over, back through. I'm going to pause this at this stage and come back to it when I've got 7 unfinished treble crochet stitches on my hook. So here we are. There's your chain 3 from before, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 unfinished treble crochet stitches all on the hook. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to finish them all off together, and you do that by doing a yarn over and pulling through every loop that's on your hook. And you see it starts to gather them all up together. And there is your treble crochet 7 together. Now what you've effectively made is 7 stitches but only 1 hole at the top. So now we're going to do a chain 3, and the chain 3 makes up for the missing stitches effectively. Now in the next stitch along over here, we're going to do a single crochet stitch. And there you see, you have half a Catherine wheel. Now for this half here, we chain 3, work 7 treble crochet together across here, do a chain 3 and a single crochet that goes into the last stitch over here. So I'm going to quickly do that and come back and show you when it's done. So here we are, this one's done. Now we're going to do a chain 3, put a single crochet stitch into this stitch here, and a single crochet stitch into the top of the starting chain of 4 here, because this counts as a stitch, so it needs a stitch in it too. So we do 1, 2, 3 chains, single crochet stitch into the next stitch along, and then you see that a single crochet stitch into the top of the chain 3 just here, and there you have it. Now the first row of your Catherine wheel stitch is just a half Catherine wheel effectively, so you just have the top half of a Catherine wheel. What we've made for this second row is the bottom half. Now I'm going to make the top half so we get complete Catherine wheels in the red, and to do that we're going to keep using the red. So we're going to turn around, go back the other way to make row 3, and we're going to keep using the red. So put this back through our fingers. We're going to chain 1 because we're going to start with a single crochet again. Now what we're going to do is make a single crochet stitch into each of the first 2 single crochet stitches, and then we're going to make 7 trebles into the top of the 7 treble decrease that we've got here. So we've got a decrease here, we're going to make an increase in the next row. So let's start off with 2 single crochet stitches, 1 in this stitch, one into the next one. We're going to ignore the chain 3 completely. Don't need to do anything with that. we're going to make 7 treble crochet stitches all into that hole just there. So yarn over twice and in there, yarn over back through, there's your 4 loops, yarn over through 2, and we're doing complete stitches this time, so yarn over through 2 and then yarn over through 2 one more time. That's giving you a complete treble crochet stitch. Now we're going to go back into here another 6 times, yarn over twice and in, yarn over back through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. There's 2 stitches into there. I'm going to do 5 more and come back and show you what it looks like when I'm done. So there we have your 7 treble crochet increase all into that same hole. Now you skip your chain of 3 and you're going to work a single crochet stitch into the next single crochet stitch. So if I pull it all apart, you can see the chain 3 and the chain 3 and the single crochet stitch is just where the V is, just here. So you're going to insert your hook into there, yarn over, come back through. There we go. So in, yarn over, back through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over through both of them. Now we're going to ignore the next chain 3 as well and make 7 more treble crochet stitches into the top of your decrease, which is just here. So that hole just there is going to have 7 treble crochet stitches in it. Back in a minute. So here we are. Here's the 7 treble crochet increase in here. Now we have 2 more stitches to go for the row. We're going to skip the chain 3 again. See this chain 3 just here? We're going to completely ignore that chain 3 and we're going to make a single crochet stitch into each of the last 2 stitches in the row. So 1 in here and 1 in here. And then we will have finished some complete Catherine wheels. So in, yarn over, back out, yarn over, pull through those 2, and then we're going to do the same with the last stitch in the row. There you go. Now you have, these are complete Catherine wheels. So you have 1 row of halves and 1 row, or 2 rows together to make complete Catherine wheels. Now if you're doing it in 2 colours, you would probably change back to the green to make your next row, and you would have a half Catherine wheel here, like you've got here, and then you'd have a complete Catherine wheel that comes across here, and then another half one here. And if you're using more than 2 colours, you can just move on to colour number 3 and so on from there. Thank you for watching. Bye.